What is good, guys? It's your boy Ray J back with another video, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about two of your favorite stocks. First off, I'm going to talk about Tesla. I'm going to talk about the overall price movement and do a quick technical analysis of Tesla, talk about what happened today, what the mainstream media is saying, and what I'm going to expect for tomorrow. So I'm going to give you my price prediction for tomorrow towards the end of this video for Tesla. And also, guys, I'm going to talk about another stock known as NEO. If we're going to do a NEO analysis, a technical analysis of NEO, we're going to talk about a big piece of news that came out. I'm going to talk about what I think is going to happen to NEO tomorrow and the upcoming future for NEO, both short term and long term. But before I get started, I have to mention two quick things. First off, I'm not a financial legal or taxation expert, so do not take this as financial legal or taxation advice. Also, if you can, please smash that like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, but it benefits the entire community as a whole. It helps more people learn about Tesla and NEO, their favorite stocks, updates, technical analysis, and all that good stuff. But with that said and done, guys, I'm going to get on with the technical analysis of Tesla. But looking at the 1 day chart, the 1 minute chart, we can see many significant movements that did happen today. We saw this beautiful run up to the $741 range at the very beginning of the market hours before it dropped, and then it went up again. So overall, it was fluctuating in the very beginning between levels of resistance and support, and we saw this throughout the day until it had some more downward momentum coming, and then it started fluctuating around the $730 level of support right over there. It's basically a range. So the 730s would be a range, not a specific level. So as you can see on my cursors, this is 730. Tesla is around the range here, so around 731, 733. That's where there's strong support. But it had to run down and reach its lowest at $731, and that's not necessarily bad in my eyes. There is still strong support there, and had to run up and close at $734.09, down 0.22%. So overall, I wouldn't say this was a good day or a bad day whatsoever, because 0.22% down for a day is not bad whatsoever, especially because Tesla was up over the past 2 days. And looking at the overall trend over the past 5 days, we could see a beautiful run up right over here. It's basically Tesla testing new levels of support and stair stepping its way upwards before consolidating. And overall, it was in a bit of a consolidation period today, and towards the end of the market, it's still doing well if you look at the 5 day chart. But overall, let's just look at the 1 day chart for now and pull up a Bollinger Band right over here. And with the Bollinger Band chart, we can totally see some interesting price movements. As you can see, Tesla was a little bit off compared to where its mean was, especially during the closing. It closed on the lower end of it. So if it was one standard deviation away from its mean, it would have been green for the day. But overall, it was just slightly down, and it was down 0.22%, but that's definitely okay. Even if it was on the lower end of one standard deviation, that is just okay, because it is just 1 day, and I still have a different price prediction for tomorrow. But before I talk about my specific price prediction, I'm going to go over some pieces of news. Basically, Tesla, it was reported by CNBC that Tesla must deliver autopilot crash data to federal auto safety watchdog by October 22nd. And basically, for those of you who don't know, this means that Tesla has to provide details and data to the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration by October 22nd. And they did reiterate something that did happen. They brought back the crash that happened in Orlando, as a Tesla Model 3 did hit a police patrol car. But luckily, there were no injuries. So I'm very happy that that happened. But they did put emphasis on the fact that this is the 12th crash since not too big range of time. So they are putting emphasis on this. I just want you guys to know that this is pure FUD, because Teslas are relatively safe cars. Okay, Teslas are still very safe cars if you think about it, because if you compare how many accidents there are when everyday people drive compared to that of a Tesla, which has eyes in the behind it, on the sides of it, and so on and so forth, with their 3D vector technology, Teslas are still safe cars. But I just want you guys to know that the mainstream media is not a huge fan of Tesla. They want clicks, they need money, and they do what they can to bring the stock price down. But looking at this, basically, the crash that happened to Tesla is recorded as the 12th for Tesla, and that's not necessarily bad news once again. But there are many articles out there, many news sources, mainstream news sources, saying the same thing. I just show you CNBC, and this is what the New York Post is saying for the day. And I'm going to move on from there. Reuters said something else. They said that Tesla's Roadster shipment is going to be delayed to 2023, according to Elon Musk. And that's totally understandable, because there is a global chip shortage that has been happening. And he's also setting the global supply chain bottlenecks. So that is, you know, bad news, I guess you could say, so to speak, but that did not have a massive effect on Tesla's overall share price because it is down only 0.22%, but overall it did end up happening. And this is not bad in my eyes because when the Tesla Roadster comes out, it's going to be a monster, it's going to be a beast. But as you know, Tesla is not an overnight company. It's going to take time for the changes to come. And anyways, there's another article from Electrek that says that Tesla is delaying its Roadster to 2023, but there's a big if. And overall, remember the specs. Okay, 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds, 600 miles of range. That's crazy amazing. I mean, this is going to be an amazing car, but there are delays expected because of the chip shortage, because of everything that's going on, because of the bottlenecks. It's just a bunch of factors involved, but that does not mean it's a bad thing for Tesla. But looking over here, we see the same thing from Ars Tech. There was just so much news about how Tesla needs to, come up to the standards that the NHTSA is setting for it. They're just talking about the incidents that happened, 12 incidents for Tesla. I mean, there's just so much FUD out there. I mean, it just makes me a little bit sad. But there was one piece of good news, and that is how they're talking about on Investopedia how Tesla wants to become an electricity retailer, and that would be absolutely fantastic news for Tesla as it's entering the energy sector of this market. And that's really, really good for the company as a whole. It's going to be massive for the price movement. But overall, guys, for my stock price prediction, I am bullish for the near term just as I am for the long term. I think $750 is possible in the upcoming weeks. Tesla should test that, even maybe even go a little bit higher. But because of these, negative articles that keep coming out, there has been a somewhat red days, and I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow did go a little bit red. But overall, remember Tesla does have strong support at the 730s, but I do think tomorrow's going to be just slightly green. I do not see a massive movement. There may be big movements in the very first hour or two when the market is open, but there's going to be consolidation before where it closes. So my prediction for tomorrow, given the trend, given this retracement, I do think Tesla's going to close around the $736 to $738 range. The movements are going to be a little bit more subtle as it is Thursday, and Thursday tends to not be big days for Tesla. It's not a Monday or a Tuesday. The volume may be a little bit lower. So overall, I think the $36 to $38 range is where Tesla's going to close. But overall, I do think it's going to be green. With that said and done, guys, let's talk about NEO, your other favorite company out there. NEO was slightly down if we look at the 1 day chart. It was a little bit down 0.59%, not necessarily bad. It closed at 39.08. I predicted it would close around the 38.50. So my prediction was close. It was off by around 50 cents. But overall, I was very, very close. And this is what I expected to happen. I didn't think NEO would be just slightly red. But the trend allowed me to make a very accurate prediction. So pulling up a Bollinger chart, you could see that there were no significant movements whatsoever, especially where it closed. It closed just close to where the standard deviation would be at the center. So this would be the mean. It closed very, very close over there, not one standard deviation away. So overall, there were not significant movements. NEO did have good consolidation around the high $39 range before closing at $39.08, once again down 0.59%. So overall, this is still a good sign, guys, because NEO has lots and lots of support at the 39, and I wouldn't be surprised if it comes to 40 very, very soon. But once again, just like Tesla, there is something that happened, and there is some bad news that did come out, and that is the fact that Tesla drops NEO stock dropped after deliveries outlook cut, citing uncertainty of chip supplies. And basically, it was down. It was down 4.1% in the pre-market before having a recovery, and it was down overall 0.59%. And one of the reasons was because the company now expects to deliver 22.5 thousand to 23.5 thousand vehicles in the third quarter. And that's a little bit down compared to 23,000 to 25,000, which is what their prediction was from before. So they lowered it slightly, especially for their ES6 and EC6 models. It's slightly lowered because of the chip shortage that has been affecting NEO. It's still affecting them, especially because of the supplies of semiconductor chips and many, many other things. But that's very, very important because Tesla was somewhat down too, and that plays a role in NEO's overall stock price and its overall movement. But overall, guys, I'm not afraid because once NEO gets past this, once the EV companies get past the chip shortage, they should be fine overall. So for my near term stock price prediction, I think NEO is going to be a little bit green and maybe close around, I would say, the $39.50 range, because NEO has strong support at 39. At least it's not extremely strong, but it's pretty strong. NEO did barely fall to 38 today, and that's a big improvement compared to where it was 5 days ago. Just look at the overall movement. You could see the pennant is almost forming right over here for potentially another breakout coming up in the upcoming weeks. But for the near term and for tomorrow, I do think we're going to close around 39.50. And remember, guys, even though my price prediction is not huge, NEO is going to be huge in the future, just like Tesla. I do believe NEO is going to surpass $100 in within a few years from now. So I'm still bullish for NEO in the long term. It's just that it's going to take time with all the things that have been going on. With that said and done, guys, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will definitely see you tomorrow. So stay strong, do not give up, and we keep on buying and holding, and we are patient, intelligent investors. So not financial advice, but I just want to thank you for listening, and I will definitely see you tomorrow for more predictions, more updates, and more information coming up. So have a great rest of the day and peace out.